is so fragile, and we're constantly reminded just how fragile life can be, especially when we or a loved one is told we have cancer. Cancer survivor myself, I can tell you, we still feel very alone in this journey.
There's a study that's been shown that patients who are socially isolated have a worse prognosis, have a worse outcome than patients who are socially interconnected.
Buddies for Life is a non-profit cancer support group for those whose life has been impacted by cancer. Humor, hope, heart, and hugs.
Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love.
Share this with your friends and family and support this community in every way you can. No one should face cancer alone.
I am a chemo buddy for life.
We are a buddies network.
No one does cancer alone.
Be a buddy.
And we are all here for you as a community of love.
We are chemo buddies for life.
If you've heard 3 words, you have cancer, for yourself or someone else, you belong with us at Chemo Buddies for Life.
Healing through connections.
Well, good evening, everyone. Hello, Tamika.
How you guys doing today? Hey, Stephen, it's an honor to be here with you.
It is, and we've got a great show for you, folks, tonight. We thank you for joining us. Make sure you tell your friends, share it out. You can watch this on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple, and Android TV. And we're going to be discussing challenge, the opportunity, and how about legacy, influence, and excellence is so important to our journey. These shows are brought to you by the LWN Media Productions. On behalf of the LWN Live with Nature Foundation, we are a 501c3 located here in Sarasota. And these broadcasts offer the viewer the opportunity to learn, to grow, and to apply strategies so that you could transform your life and start enjoying your everyday life. Positive transformation and empowerment are our goals. We do support the homeless, the mental health, the cancer communities, and we are an advocate against human trafficking. And so you're watching this show for a reason, folks. You might not agree with everything that we talk about, and that's understandable. But the point is, the principles you can apply to your life. And when you apply these principles, you have the opportunity to, be opening your mind, getting the opportunity to change, just inspiring yourself. And don't go anywhere because you're going to miss the important part of the show. I want to start. I know everybody's talking about it, but I do want to mention Charlie Kirk, and I want to hold him up in prayer. I do. It's a terrible thing that we are experiencing as a result of this. The fact of the matter is, violence is not an answer to our problems. I do want to say common sense is what we need to apply. It's an assault, in my opinion, on our Christianity, our belief in God. And this is what I do know. I do know that if you really hate Charlie Kirk or what he stands for, I accept that. I accept that. But this is the point. You can have the opportunity to change your life, to accept Jesus as your Savior. And it's not about this world. It's about the future kingdom of God. That's what we're working here for us. And I got a couple of things that we can do that will make it better. The interesting part is that Saint Stephen was, like my name, was the very first person that was a martyr. Okay. Charlie Kirk is a martyr. Absolutely. It was a bad situation, and the person's name was Saul that, incited the riot that they stoned Stephen to death. And when he was being stoned to death, I've got it here somewhere, and I want to just go back to that. The stoning of Stephen. When the members of the Sanhedrin heard this, they were furious and they gnashed their teeth. But Stephen was full of the Holy Spirit. He looked up to heaven and he saw the glory of God and Jesus standing at the right hand of God. I see heaven open and the Son of Man standing at the right hand of God. And at this, they covered their ears and they were yelling at the top of their voices. And they all rushed him and dragged him out of the city and began to stone him. That was Saul. This man had a revelation by the hand of God and recognized that he was killing Christians. I mean, that was his whole thing. But he stopped doing it. He stopped doing it for this reason. It says that God spoke to him, changed his heart, and he became Paul, the Apostle Paul. He's a great, great man. I want to say this. Don't compromise the truth, folks. Strength is by the Lord. And the real battle is against principalities and powers. And that's found in Ephesians 6:12. We need to put on the armor of God to protect ourselves from this type of thing in the future. And we need to love one another as I have loved you. That's what John 13. Powerful. Jesus told us to love one another. I love you. I love Tamika. And I love our host tonight, Dr. Tania Simmons. She is such a wonderful, wonderful. She's actually an ambassador. She is results-driven and forward-thinking professional. And she has a record of success in building teams and managing profitable adventures. And she has a background in healthcare. She graduated in 91 from Crenshaw Christian Private School. And she's currently the CEO of Sky Magazine Global. And she's the founder of Luxurious Living International. And she's also the founder for the Healing for Nations, a humanitarian initiative that helps with food and healthcare in Pakistan. It's really awesome. So Ambassador Dr. Stevens combines expertise in the healthcare industry, in business, and in spiritual leadership to inspire leaders and to align them with purpose and power, positivity and prosperity while cultivating a legacy of influence and excellence. I want to thank you. And here is Dr. And Ambassador Tania Simmons. Hello.
Hi, Stephen. Hi, Tamika. Nice to be here with you. What an honor. I appreciate the invitation. And to everyone watching, we see Robert Brooker has just joined us and many other people. So it's good to have you guys. And tonight is going to be a wonderful segment and wonderful, just a discussion I'm ready to deep dive into. And I'm so looking forward to just opening up my life and sharing it with everyone and being authentic and real and having a really great, conversation about, growing and developing and life itself. So thank you so much for the honor. I really appreciate it.
Yes, you're very welcome. Yeah. I'm just so blessed that you're here, Dr. Tania. So maybe you'll start by telling us a little bit about your history. Tell us about what brought you to this point today.
Oh my goodness.
Long story, I know.
Yeah, it is actually. I don't know how. There's Tamara Hunter as well. Yeah. Hi, good to see you guys. Good to see Tamara. So it's been a long journey, and I think entrepreneurship and growing into your identity, knowing who you are, it always is that journey, right? And so it comes with a lot of ups and downs. For me, it's been, really a great journey, but I've had to overcome a lot of obstacles, adversities, lots of challenges. And so, it's not the typical straight line, so to speak. It's been up and down and peaks and valleys, right? And, But, I know that we're all God-fearing here. And so I give God the glory in regards to, he's just been so faithful. He's been so good. He's been more than merciful to me. And, I'm just humbled. I'm just thankful to just, I think it's just a matter of surrender, right? And so when my father, he was an amazing man of God, and thank God for him. His name was Dr. Michael B. Simmons. And he actually taught me, how to use my faith. And at a very young age, at 12 years old, I remember him coming into, the kitchen and saying, I want to teach you how to pray. I want to teach you how to use your faith. And so at that point, I had seen my father, and this is why legacy is so important, is because I heard his testimony. I saw the walk before me. And, what does that mean? That means, I heard he was on drugs when he was in high school. He was a hellion. And then he turned his life over to Christ, and, ended up to graduate with honors from Yale, Duke, went on to get a Queen's grant. Just all sorts of amazing things, helped with the Pentagon, et cetera, et cetera. So here's the thing. I bring that up to say I had someone to look up to.
Mm-hmm.
I had my father, I had my mother, I had a good family, right? And, but at the same time, I still had my own challenges. I went rebellious in my teenage years, and I did try to do my own thing like we do. And then God brings me back. So I got married at the early age of, I graduated high school early, skipped 6th grade, had a college scholarship, married, and then I found myself 5 years later a widow. I was widowed at 22 years old.
Wow.
And and my husband at the time, an awesome man of God. We were youth pastoring, and he was hit head on in a car collision. Now, here's where the story takes a turn, because statistically, if you were to calculate the odds of this happening, it's literally, 1 in a million,
Right.
But the man that hit him was one of the alcoholic fathers that we were taking his son to our youth group.
Wow.
And so they hit head on, and my husband was not, the ER doctor walked in and said, your husband's going to die. He's not going to live. Get ready for organ donation tonight. Here I am, a young pastor, youth pastor, 22, 2 small children at the time, Hannah and Levi. And all I said was, he's not dying tonight. He's not dying tonight. And let me tell you, he didn't die. He didn't die by the grace of God.
Right.
So he lived for 3 months. At that point, he passed away. After that, we did see miracles happen. Now, some people wonder, why do bad things happen to good people?
Right.
And the big question in my head was why, right? Why did this happen? And I don't, even today, 26 years later, 27, plus years later, I still don't know that answer. But I do know that because of that, my faith in God, and I chose to hang on. I did not walk away. He kept me. He kept me in the midst of everything. With 2 small children, didn't know how things were going to work out, but trusting him every day, just every day, praying, believing, trusting, sometimes failing, sometimes getting very angry, going through all those raw emotions. trying to figure things out. Now I have everything on my shoulders. So this is the story people need to understand when they say, oh, you're ambassador, you're doing this, you're the humanitarian, you're doing all that. Yes, but it was a process. It's always a process. And so when you submit yourself to the process, and when you fully surrender and you really give your life over, listen, no one promises that it's going to be a garden with tulips and everything's going to smell great all the time. That's not life. It's just simply not life. But I could relate. I could walk into a room and relate to a widow, who's 80 years old. I could walk into a room to a married person and I could relate to those women. So we go on, right? So here I am going, Lord, make me a woman of God, make me strong, make me, all that. And then boom, 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 all this stuff starts happening, right? So I'm just needing to paint the picture here. I want your viewers to understand success, okay? Right. Success, the process, and that it just doesn't, so you have to, so it was a daily walk for me, right? And I can just speak from my own experience and my relationship with God here.
Right.
And so for me, God is central in building business, my life decisions, my choices. So it's synonymous together. For me, it's not separate, so to say, right?
Right.
And so with that being said, excuse me, here I am 22. I graduated then nursing school. And right. I said, I want to make a difference in the healthcare industry. I want to be the best of the best. I want to work with the best of the best. And I have. God's allowed me to do that. Top world-renowned neurosurgeons in the world. I've worked with them. I've been at the bedside taking care of oncology patients for 20 plus years. I've seen the ins and outs of healthcare. And it's about serving others, and it's about bringing those experiences and helping people. People need love, compassion. They need real understanding. They need someone that is not perfect. We're not talking about perfection. We're talking about progression. We're talking about, here I am, use me. Period. And so let me tell you something. When you feel like, and I don't know who I'm talking to, but when you feel like your life is falling apart, it could just be falling in place. And that's what I've experienced in my life. Sometimes it feels like your life is falling to pieces and it's a mess and it's an absolute wreck. But let me tell you, God can use those messes and to turn it into a message. And you know what, Stephen, I know you've had a powerful life. You have a powerful testimony. You have a powerful platform today. And the reason being is because of your yeses and your surrenders. And you're saying, and you die daily and you say, you know what, I am going to, I don't know how this is going to work out, but I'm just going to trust God. And that is what I did. Kind of like Esther in the Bible, Ruth, in the Bible, I was a modern day Ruth. And I was finding myself as a modern widow going, okay, now what? I have 2 children. From that, the Lord brought me to Bible college. I graduated with a pastoral diploma, graduated with nursing in honors, have no idea how that happened, and put my kids through private schools at a young age. They graduated. At that point, I just kept on moving, kept putting one foot in front of the other, trusting God, knowing that He has a plan, not giving up on that plan. And then through a series of, different things, I did get remarried again about 12 years later. And 3 years later, now here's the story that no one tells about, right? So here's 3 years later, I find myself pregnant in that marriage, and it was very abusive. I walked out of it 7 months pregnant, and let me tell you, had to start all over again. Now, let me tell you, this is where it gets interesting. So I kept my faith. Again, I had 2 small children. I was pregnant with 7 months, had my beautiful baby girl, Ava Grace. She's amazing. She is such a blessing. And through all that, let me tell you something. I saw God's faithfulness. Amen. Because sometimes the Lord allow you to walk through different things and He'll show you different aspects of His character. So you'll know Him as provider. You'll get to know him as Jehovah Jireh. You'll get to know him as your waymaker. And let me tell you something. I didn't know how we were going to make it, but I'm telling you, God made a way for us. He made provision every single day. And I ended up getting a $35,000 raise that year as a nurse educator. And God made a way for us. And so with that, I just never gave up and kept moving forward, kept trusting God, going through more education. I ended up turning that really horrible situation, and God allowed me to teach other women about the signs of, abuse and things of that nature, and saw many women get free, and so I'm thankful for that. But let me say this: God will never allow you to go through something and not use it, so to speak.
Amen.
So you can turn that pain and turn it into purpose. And it's like a seed. If you use that pain as a seed, it'll grow, once, and you get healing. He'll be able to use that to bless other people with, and to see them through their purpose, to see them through their situation. I remember being told a long time ago, Tanya, you're going through things, but it's not just for you, it's for others. I remember being told that. And I said, at the time, it kind of got me really upset, actually. And I was like, just don't tell me that anymore, be quiet. But then I realized, you know what, that person was right. And I remember something my father told me a long time ago. And he said, you know what? He said, no matter what you're walking through, if you go through adversity, if you go through things, God has a way of bringing good through it if you trust him. And you know what? I've learned that to be true. I've learned it to be true. And so then God took me on an adventure. He took me on an adventure then. And I said, okay. And then I started learning how to co-create and walk with him in business. And I had worked at the James Research Institute in Columbus, Ohio for about 14 years, worked there, loved the patients, worked in leadership, et cetera. And then I just felt like there was something more. I felt that tug. I'm like, I want to travel. I want to do this. I want to do that. And it just kept popping up in my heart. And I'm like, what do I do with this? Had no connections, had limited resources, didn't know what to do except just be obedient and just take the steps. And let me tell you something. I did. And it was the best decision of my life. I love that hospital. I thank God for it every day. But for me, he said, walk. He said, leave your job. Okay. And I was at the time a single mom. Okay. With a home and everything else. And he said, leave the job and trust me. Trust me. Start your, and I did have, I was teaching as a professor at the time. He said, trust me. And I said, okay. I said, here we go. We're going for it. So I did. And I started my own company. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you something. I couldn't believe it. I am not making I started my own company. And then all of a sudden, resources started coming to me. People started coming to me that I never thought I would have known in a million years. Doors started opening up globally for me, launched in Dubai. It was just, I remember the first launch, we had over 60 people there of high-level multimillionaire investors that I'm just like, this is insane. This is absolutely crazy. And first of all, going into Dubai, it just blew my mind. And then we got invited to be a VIP member of the Abrahamic Accords. And it was insane. But when you trust God, the main point is this, and I think this is what my dad taught me as well, that God can do anything.
Yeah.
He can take anybody.
You're right.
Do anything if you just trust him. He's the God of the extraordinary. And I just think it's amazing. Like, I would love to sit here and yes, I did listen, and yes, I was obedient, and yes, I failed many times, and I fumbled things, and I made mistakes and all of that stuff. But at the same time, you know, it's his goodness. I mean, I know all things are possible. That's right, Miss
Yeah.
Hunter. Exactly. All
Yeah.
things are possible. He can do the extraordinary. And so I've met ambassadors. I've sit at tables with queens and people that I just would have never thought I would have been in the same room with, you know.
So
But
awesome.
yeah, it's just it's crazy. And so now you know, I'm living a full happy life. I'm thankful. Now, do we still have challenges? Of course. But it's like working in the gym. If you have adversity, right? And it's like building weights. You use that adversity to get stronger. So for me, it's not, you just pivot. There is no failure in entrepreneurship. There's just falling forward, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. And you just pivot. You learn to pivot forward. And that's what I've done. And then sometimes there's just obstacles that look so insurmountable at times. And whether it be through, you know, a financial situation that pops up or whatever it may be, I'm here to encourage your viewers, to encourage you, Stephen, Tamika, no matter what it is, God has the solution. If you're in him and he's in you, you are a solutionist. So you are not without the answer, right? Because he is the answer, but you just have to be available to the process, seek him out, and I promise you, he'll give you the wisdom to solve the problems that you are facing. And the strategy, I think it's so important here to understand that there are keys to your breakthrough, and there are strategies for your next levels, if I can say that. So that is just how I've led my life. You know, but I mean, and then he put a desire in my heart to help people. And I've always had that at a very young age. And I'm a visionary at heart. And we just create. We just create. We just create it. And so, you know, through prayer, through people coming forward saying, "Hey, I'd like to help with this." Yes, we do have an NGO in Pakistan, and I need to give honor to Dr. Tanvir Badi and his wife. They're the international directors there. They do amazing work. And we've helped a lot of families there. And we're always looking for new partners, sponsors, donators that would love to give and help people there. That would be a blessing. But yeah, so and then I grew in education. I'm currently working on my DNP now, Doctorate of Nurse Practitioner. And yes, I am the CEO of SkyLounge Global. But that is my husband. He's the founder, and he is amazing. And so God's blessed me with a wonderful husband, a great family. And I now have 9 grandchildren, 8 grandchildren, 1 on the way. My daughter, my oldest daughter, is a youth pastor with her husband. And it's about legacy. You know, I don't know why I'm about to say this, but my dad passed away last year from a very rare disease. It's like 378 cases worldwide. And so when I say this, it changed me. I already knew, you know, living from an eternal perspective is so important.
Right.
And we do give honor to Mr. Charlie Kirk. And I appreciate you doing that today. And I think we've all been very affected by his passing and the situation and at hand. And I want to say that you better live your life with an eternal perspective, you know, a daily eternal perspective, because all the minutia, all the stuff you see, it's not going to go with us. Do you know what I mean? And so that is really come to the forefront even more for me in my life. And being able to be bold, being able to stand up for your beliefs and anyone that has different opposing beliefs Nisengel, yes, your dad died in March. I appreciate that. We're praying for you too. Caroline says, yes, we need to come together as one, stay strong after hurt. Absolutely, Caroline. I believe that too. And so, you know, it is about loving each other well, loving God first, loving each other, and just, you know, helping one another, connecting, impacting one, you know, in the impact and legacy. I would really like your viewers to ask themselves, what is my legacy?
Okay.
What am I doing? How are people going to remember me? And, you know, I want people to remember me well. I want them to remember me as an agent of love. And it starts in your family first.
Yes.
It does. It does. And I think that's so critical, you know, and sometimes we're looking for all these big breakthroughs and blah, blah, blah. And you know what? It's just, sometimes it's so simple as just a small act of kindnesses through the day, you know, making my husband his coffee in the morning, you know, being able to treat each other with respect, showing those small acts of love and kindness that can leave a huge impact on people's lives.
I agree.
So, yeah, you know, I don't know. It's just, it's so simple sometimes, but yeah, people sometimes drive me up the wall, and yes, I get frustrated, and you know, we all are human, but at the same time, we are called to be that agent of love. And yeah.
We are definitely called to be an agent of love. That's what Jesus told us to do. You know, we recognize that we go through difficult times, and it seems like the more good that we try and do, the more challenges we experience. But those challenges were designed to bring us forward, like you said, and not the opportunity to say, "Oh well," or "I'm no good at that," and that just sucks. And so, just don't quit. You said it. Don't
Yeah,
quit.
just don't quit. Don't quit. Do you know, Tamara Hunter says, we are stronger together. We're the ones to change the world with our hearts. I so agree. Absolutely. Like, if we don't stand up and if we're silenced, then what in the heck are we doing? So we as a people have to come together, and this is humanity. Now, listen, I've been in rooms where I've been the only woman in the Middle East. I'm telling you, and they have treated me with the utmost respect. They know how to be hospitable. They know how to treat people well. And you know what? And I've seen the value there and the respect there. And then I've come to America on the Western side, and I see people here, and they know, they love, and that they're considered. But you know what? We are the same underneath. I don't care if we're yellow, black, brown, red. You know, we have the same needs of belonging. We need to be loved. We need that respect, you know. And so I think it's so crucial in this hour that we're living in to be able to use our voice for good, to be able to cut through the minutia, to be able to stand up and be bold, to stick with our convictions, to say it out loud, and not to bow our knee or compromise in our convictions and our beliefs. And so that's really important, you know, for today. And, you know, if people agree with me, great. If they don't, okay, that's fine too. But the bottom line is they can't deny love. They can't deny the love of God. And so that is where it's so imperative that, and I'm not saying be weak, because love is the strongest force in the world.
It is.
So we are able, because remember, God is love. So when we are in love, we are in Him, right?
Yes.
Exactly. And so that's the key, I believe. Yes, there can be such healing through connections. Absolutely. And so it's unity over division, love over hate, faith over fear. Absolutely. And to learn how to live that out loud in your daily life. I think, and this is just what I've walked out, is the loudest witness, is the one without words. What I mean by that is I've been by myself, flown to countries that, I mean, you could get persecuted,
For what you said.
Absolutely. I've been in those situations, but
Charlie Kirk was yesterday for what he said. So was Stephen.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But when you walk, exactly, when you walk in the power of love, no one can deny that because they feel the difference. They feel the difference. When you walk into a room, atmospheres shift because you're carrying that love. And so people recognize that. And I mean, I guess through my nursing career too, I've seen people on the brink of death. I've been there when people have taken their last breath. And so, I've seen people cry out and right before they pass away. And so having those experiences, it changes you. It changes you and you see people different and you walk through your day different. And I think because when I lost my husband at 22, and that was devastating. Did not know where he was the one that was working. I had no finances. I mean, I was out there, right, with 2 small children, but at the same time, I was never forsaken. Like it always worked out. Do you know what I mean?
Matter of perspective.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's good that you're saying that because perspective is everything.
It is.
And, I've met great people in business. Sometimes you're in a room and you might not, how should I put it? It's people will see it. It's your integrity. It's your core values, how you're operating in business. That speaks everything to people, Do you follow through with what you're going to say and things of that nature? So those things are all important, especially in business. It's very important. So.
This has been really awesome so far. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back.
We let our bathtub go too long. It had rust in it. It had deep pitting in it. There were chips. I, quite frankly, thought it was unrepairable.
Total Coatings is a family-owned and operated bathtub and shower refinishing company. We've been around since 2006, but we use a exclusive non-toxic porcelain coating that was developed over 60 years ago by a franchise in California. So the product is very well established. We refinish bathtubs, showers, wall tile, countertops, and even sinks. Customers want to know what makes our product different, and that's, of course, the exclusive non-toxic porcelain. We also don't acid etch the surface, so you don't have to leave your home because of noxious fumes.
I was completely and utterly shocked. It looked like a brand new bathtub. I would recommend Total Coatings to anybody.
Awesome. So we thank Total Coatings for that. And if you're in the Sarasota, Manatee, or Charlotte counties, look them up, totalcoatings.com. Yes, this has been such a powerful session so far. You've been so informative. Thank you.
Well, I'm super thankful to be here. And I think it's so important to be transparent, to be authentic with your successes and with your so-called, I don't believe in failures, but with your growing, through the process, your own development. People need to know that, because nowadays social media is so prevalent, right?
Yes.
So you see all these people, flying. I flew to over 30 countries, in 1 year. And so they see all this stuff, oh, she's there, but listen, I think it's so important to be open and authentic with your successes or perceived successes, as well as the stories that no one gets to know about. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Well, people don't know what it takes to do what we do.
Exactly.
If they're looking at look, she gets to travel all over and she's been so successful, but they don't remember all the difficult days, right? And they don't know all the work that it took to get where we are.
Exactly. And we still work that way. There are times that I'm up at 2 and 3 in the morning. My husband is up at 2 and 3 in the morning because we deal with different, exactly. We deal with different time zones. We deal with London, we deal with the Middle East, we deal with, not just that, but we're working, and for us, it's like, okay, you might go to this level, but this level has its next challenges, has its new adversities, and that is honesty. That is this. I believe this is so important because integrity, it should be central to what you do and who you are.
That's so important, that integrity.
It is. And so it's heart congruency. It's like, my heart and my actions are aligned. And when people see that and when they feel that, that's impactful. Because they realize, wait, that's the real deal. That's the real deal. This was birthed through the crucible of fire.
I love it.
That is so awesome. And I like when you said challenges are our purpose is through our pain. And that's so true for myself. My painful experiences are what brought me to this day.
Exactly.
Would I change any of it? No, I wouldn't change any of it.
Exactly.
And here, one of my painful situations led me to today. I never gave up hope. It took almost 11 years to speak to my brother and actually hug his neck and enjoy a dinner. And we did that today.
And I want to say,
that's awesome.
I'm so proud of you. I know it's just like awesome. Hello, Detroit.
That's awesome.
And just to hear your story, remarkable, the way you share it, the way you interact it, I had to send you a private message to let you know that I can tell that you have reached all of us within in a heartfelt way. And it just got me in tears. I had to get off camera for one little moment, because it really touches. And I thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's my honor because whatever you go through, Stephen, you've been through a lot of things. And Tamika, you've been through things that maybe you haven't even voiced yet. Right. But let me tell you something. Okay. Let me say this is that everything that we've been through it can be used and will be used to help impact others, to bring others forward, to help, and let me tell you, there have been times I felt like Joseph in my life. I've dealt with the jealousy. I've dealt with the rejection. I've dealt with all of that. And still today, I still deal with some of that. But at the end of the day, I had to say, listen, Lord, sometimes I don't understand. I forgive. I let it go. And if there's anything in my heart that I'm holding on to, you need to show me. But I think it's so critical to face our own self, to introspect. Okay, what could I have done different? Where could I, those types of things, receive healing, be in forgiveness. Okay, let it go, and grow from that point forward and just move forward. Yes. For goodness sakes, just move forward, even one foot in front of the other. And I'm telling you, I don't know how he does it, but he brings something so beautiful out of, our messes and our failures that I'm just like, wow. And he brings you and gives you beauty for ashes when you think your life is like, oh my God, is this the end? Is this all there is? And he says, no, let's dream again. Let's dream again. And the capacity to dream again, to actually get out of your comfort zone, to walk it out in faith, to believe that there is something better. We are created for that. We are created for enlargement. We are created for increase. We are created for growth. And we are created for love. And so when we don't connect in those ways, then we feel that. we feel we get stagnant or there's something off. And we feel that. And so, but when you are in your mojo, Tamika, Stephen, I know, when you started this foundation, what an amazing platform. We are so honored that you're going to be in Miami. You're going to be able to speak and speak about your foundation. So now we do high level business summits. Our next one is in Miami. And then in December, it's in London, England. And, we've done multiple events globally. And so we're just so thankful. Is that easy? No, it's not. But is it worth it? Absolutely. And so we love people. We love to see the impact. And I'm just so honored that I'm entrusted to do that and get people out as well.
It is very powerful, and I hadn't really spoken about that. I haven't said anything really to anybody about the things that we're talking about. Looking certainly forward to Miami and having the opportunity to share about my story and where we're going with the LWN Foundation.
I'm excited to hear about more, and I'm glad that you've shared with me. I'm excited to see it going forward.
It is. It's powerful.
Yes.
It's powerful. And I never imagined any of this ever. When I said I was going public, did I know that I'd be on TV doing this? No, I did not. Did I know that I'd have a foundation? Did I know that I would enjoy helping people? Because that's what I am, a servant. And being a servant is the most valuable thing in my life other than God, right? But by doing that, I feel good. It makes me feel good. You've done it. You're doing the humanitarian aspect. And Tamara is doing the humanitarian aspect. And that's why I do the Chemo Buddies up front, because I love the community, and through community we grow and we learn, and everybody makes mistakes, and that's okay that you made a mistake. It's that when you decide to change your heart and do good, love God, be a heart-centered person, your life starts to change. You said it does, and these doors open so wide, bigger and better than anything we would have ever expected.
I'm telling you, it's dumbfounding. Thank you at Chemo Buddies for Life community. Oh yes, that's awesome. Being a nurse, I've given chemo, I've hung chemo, and I've taken care of those oncology patients, best patients of my life. They actually taught me how to enjoy the simple things in life. Tanya, you need to stop. You need to enjoy the sunlight. You need to enjoy, I think for me too, just developing that heart of gratitude, every day, being thankful, having a heart of gratitude of, just being grateful for the little things as well as the big things. And I think that's so important to live your life like that, to guard your heart and to protect it so that I'm a survivor warrior for over 10 years now. Wow, Miss Hunter, that's amazing. You're amazing.
Yeah, and there is Chemo Buddies in our audience, and we love them. We love Tamara Hunt, and we love Carolyn Brown, and I don't even know that we've got so many people here, and I'll take an opportunity.
And you're so right. We love them. We love them. And as we're speaking about that, I am having to step off of our show today, and I'm glad and honored that you were here. We're going to catch up some more. I'm definitely
absolutely.
Well,
and I have to join in with Chemo
people
Buddies.
wondering why. Tell them why.
I'm going to Chemo Buddies chat. We do. Thank God it's Friday, and today I'm with Carolyn doing the show with her. It's a chat. It's a community chat, and I'm thankful for it because I found it in the midst of my life changes, finding out about some medical procedures within my life. And when Stephen and Ms. Tamara and Carolyn told me about the community, I wanted to join, and I didn't just join. I feel like family there. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare for that. And we're going to see each other again. And you and Stephen have a beautiful night. And God bless you. And you're just
you too, Tamika. Thank you so much.
I
It
love
was an honor to
everybody,
meet
all the
you.
viewers. Have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you. Be well.
Love you.
Enjoy Detroit and say hi to Caroline for me.
I will. I'm gonna call you a little bit later.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
Bye, Tamika.
Awesome.
That's wonderful. I will like to say this though.
Okay.
Through a series of events, I've actually I'm partnering with a well-known company out of Mexico and Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay.
And we are actually helping breast cancer patients through, it's called the Angel Bra. And so it's an amazing effect. Absolutely. It has prosthesis. We're actually doing cancer work, and through support groups, workshops. Dr. Anastasia Lewis is also a partner, and she actually works through in the Bahamas. Mm-hmm. And so I'm working here in the U.S. and so it's absolutely an amazing project. So if anyone's interested in getting to know more, please contact me. Would love to share that opportunity.
Yeah, you've got several things going on too.
Yeah,
you do. And I apologize to the viewers because I didn't get any of your links into here.
That's okay. I can share them. No problem.
I just want you to talk about the things that you're doing. You got a couple, you're looking at a couple organizations or groups, or just tell us about that part of it.
Sure. So, obviously we're a publishing company, SkyLounge Global Magazine first. And so we feature high-level individuals, CEOs, visionaries, philanthropists, people who are in the consulting niche, or people who are making strong impacts in their areas of expertise. People who have been on the cover. Sir Richard Branson, CEO of Virgin Atlantic, has been on the cover. Stephen, you are on the cover of our edition. And so you have your own edition. I'm excited about that. But we love to tell people stories, and that's what we do. It is a luxury, all-inclusive, like excuse me, invite only, through the GCC, Europe and North America. So that's exciting. I love doing that. And I've got to meet incredible people. So that's fantastic.
Yes.
We also do.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I was just going to say, I met people through you, the fabulous people. It's just, and then truly thank you. I'm really honestly blessed.
Of course, listen, people have opened up major doors for me in my life, and I am not that person that if I can help people, I will without reservation. Right. I love to connect people. Mm-hmm. Some people are like, well, unless they do this and this for me, then I'm just not like that. If I can help you, absolutely will do it. I've been on advisory boards. I've been invited into well-known fashion houses for advisory. All sorts of incredible opportunities that have come my way. And I never thought that would happen. I just, like you said, you're just like one day at a time, and then boom, boom, bang. And all of a sudden you're like, how did all this happen? And I think that, when you just trust yourself, you trust God first, you trust your intuition, and you move forward with resiliency, determination, and things just fall into place, But I think you have to be determined to not give up. Like if we've all heard the adage, just don't give up. And right. Hope is a very important aspect as well.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And the law of attraction, I definitely believe in that.
Right.
What you think, you be careful of what you think. And because that is going to actually, draw those things into your life. And so I definitely believe in that. I believe in the power of prayer. And through prayer, amazing things have happened. And so those are the things. But you asked me what else we were doing. So I am a partner in this company, reaching out for these angel bras for mastectomy breast cancer patients. And so I'm excited about doing that. We're actually reaching out in the community, doing workshops and things of that nature. So that's exciting because that's
need to ask though, and make sure that's so we'll go back, answer some questions maybe in the comments. I know that you will. And how will people get a hold of you is the important factor. I want them to have that aspect.
Okay, sure. Absolutely. So I think the best way would probably be by email. And they can reach me at, let me see. I've got a few emails here.
Yeah, which one, right?
Yeah. Let me see. Let me just pick the right one. The other thing that we're doing too, just so there's outreach to Pakistan. We're actually, right now the flood victims, it's really dear and near to my heart, and reaching out to the flood victims of Pakistan.
Well, let's make sure that you just go back. We can plug those into the comments, and so that people have that information. So if you're interested in reaching out, do that. Go back.
Oh, please do. Absolutely. Please do. And so if you're a business owner, so there's several opportunities here. One for SkyLounge, if you want to be featured in your own magazine or edition, get your story out globally, let me know. Love to help you with that piece. Increase your visibility, increase your brand awareness, that type of thing. Get your story out there. We deal with investors, family wealth offices, things of that nature. So would love to help in that capacity. SkyLounge. Number 2 opportunity would be high-level business summits through KBA Royal Forum. That is through my husband as well. Of course, he's the founder. And so he's worked very hard to make these brands what they are. They are globally known, spirit of excellence, the best of the best. So we typically have 50 to 60 high-level individuals in the room. They present whether they are looking for investment or they just present their projects. And then it's an amazing time. We get full lunch, excellent 5-star facilities, lots of high-level networking. It's completely fun. It's the best. You meet great.
We need to wrap up though, because we're just about out of time here.
We may, and so there's that. The other thing would be healing for the nations and the humanitarian work. And so here is the email I would like to put out there for everyone. Let me pull this up here. Here we go. So those are the 3 things that I would love to share with your audience, and we can do that. So it is corporate. Hold on a second here. Yep. Corporate at tky-global.com. Again, it's corporate at tky-global.com. So please, email us. We would love to hear from you, and would love to share opportunities with you. And
I saw. Okay, Tamara got that. TKY-global.
Yep, at corporate at tky-global.com. Yep.
I'm typing it in now too.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, trust is so important. Absolutely. I agree, Ms. Hunter. And the way you do that is developing through relationship, keeping your word, and following through. So
Yeah.
Yes.
We appreciate you so very much. Thank you so much. And we are planning to have you back. So, folks, do come back. I'll be here on. We're going to have Dr. Simmons back. She's so awesome.
Thanks, Stephen. Thanks. And you know what? I'd love to know what your audience needs. You know, what do they need? You know, what are they struggling with? What would they like to see more? I mean, that would be awesome, so that I could help, you know, with you in regards to meeting their needs. So, yep, and serving them.
All right. So we love everybody. We love you. Be blessed. Be well. And just know that God's got this and everything is going to be okay. All right.
Absolutely.
We'll see you on Monday. Alejandro Solas. He is so awesome. Saving the planet. That's what he's doing. All right. We'll see you then.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Stephen. It was an honor. Thank you.
You can hang on for when we're done here. We can talk for a moment if you want.
Sure.
See you, folks. After I get this off, I can do that. All right.